Good morning and welcome to the Recovery Report Live, where our aim is to update, educate, and inform you weekly. We provide valuable insights and actionable ideas for the real estate, business, and insurance industries. As you might be able to see, I'm not your regularly scheduled weekly host, Daniel Odess, President of GlobalPro. My name is Matthew Sengsourinh, Senior Vice President here at GlobalPro, filling in for Dan while he and his wife Susie are off celebrating 11 years of marriage. Congrats to you two of my closest friends. We can't wait till you get back and we can celebrate with you guys. We're very much looking forward to it. GlobalPro is your insurance coverage experts before, during, and after any loss or damage. From our headquarters right here in Miami, we have offices in Dallas, New York, Washington, D.C., and Orlando. We represent 1,100 plus community associations. We represent builders, contractors, developers, homeowners, business owners, local and state governments, private clients, and family offices. Our amazing team is made up of insurance professionals with extensive experience in law, finance, technology, and engineering, and of course, insurance. This makes GlobalPro uniquely qualified to manage your risk to recovery. Over the last decade of advocacy, our team has managed to recover over $1 billion in damage. Now, before I get into the focus of today's show, I'd like to take a moment to update everyone on some breaking news. Yesterday, the Florida House of Representatives gave final passage to a sweeping property insurance legislation in Florida Bill SB-2. There are many implications for insurers, insureds, and anyone in the industry providing services to both. I'm going to outline some of the most notable parts of the bill, and then we'll get into a deeper discussion on a later episode when we bring back on a lot of our friends and family that are out there working on the front lines up there in Tallahassee. First and foremost, one of the most important parts of the bill is a $2 billion reinsurance fund that was created. Now, this is for insurers to help ensure that they are able to mitigate risk on their balance sheets, and the only way they can access this fund or these funds is if they reduce their premiums to policyholders. So this is an interesting way of trying to push the insurers into a place where they are offered a way to mitigate their risk, but have to give something of a benefit to a policyholder. It's a good mechanism and should hopefully trigger hopefully a decrease in policy premiums moving forward. The bill, another very important part of this bill, and this is a big one. The bill forbids insurers from automatically denying coverage because of a roof's age. Let me repeat that. The bill forbids an insurer from automatically denying coverage because of a roof's age. If a roof is less than 15 years old, a homeowner now is allowed to have their own roof inspection done, and if there's 5 years left of life in that roof, insurers cannot refuse to issue a policy based on the roof's age. Now, that's the first part. The second part is about damage to a roof. So when it comes to roof damage, the bill proposes an exemption. If the roof is more than 25% damaged, but it complies with the 2007 building code, it would only have to be repaired, not replaced. Again, if a roof is 25% damaged or more, but it is already in compliance with the 2007 building code, it would only have to be repaired, not replaced. Again, a little bit of balance here. Not sure if that's going to work itself out when it comes to the pricing in the premiums. If anything, this would have an impact on the risk on the balance sheets of the insurers. So maybe we'll see that push through the balance sheet into the reduction of premiums. Now, when you get further into the bill, the legislature contemplates attorney's fees. So this is very important as well. The insurers blame much of the rate increases on policyholders, not inflation, not the cost of labor materials, none of the things that we think about and see every day on the news and read about in media and the newspapers. So I'll repeat that. Insurers are blaming attorney's fees for much of the rate increases to policyholders. What's absolutely astonishing here, right, is that they don't make a distinction between which attorney's fees. So whether it's their own attorney's fees or those that they have to pay when policyholders prevail, I would imagine just by doing simple math, right, one could figure out a way to reduce those attorney's fees. Maybe if they paid claims that where damage or loss was obvious, we wouldn't have this issue. If they're literally complaining about attorney's fees that they have to pay because policyholders prevail, that seems like it's a backwards understanding of how the process works. An insured wouldn't have to get an attorney to sue an insurer to pay if they would just pay more claims when damage or loss was obvious. I think that's a great way to dig into that big percentage there. Now, With that being said, the argument from the carrier side is that Florida specifically accounts for almost 10% of all insurance claims filed nationally. But 80% of all property insurance lawsuits are here in Florida. Now, maybe that has to do with the weather, maybe that has to do with the impact of storms every couple of years. But we really haven't had a storm since Hurricane Irma in 2017. It's been about 5 years. The interesting thing here is that we've had clients, big associations, for example, 300, 400 units, where they have multi-year renewals, and for whatever reason, they've had an increase of 50% on those multi-year renewals with no claims. We've had other clients that have huge water losses where we've been able to recover $22, $25, $20 million in various claims where they've had no increases. So it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. If you pay claims and insureds repair their homes or associations repair their buildings, not only will litigation decrease, but the homes or buildings they're insuring will have the necessary repairs and updates that should prevent claims in the future. Doesn't that make more sense? By the way, here's another part that people don't really dig into and understand because they don't report it that much when they talk about these things. So I'm going to read you an excerpt from the Allstate Corporation's quarterly earnings from the first quarter of 2022. So this is a quote directly from Tom Wilson, the chair, president, and CEO. Allstate is addressing inflation by raising prices, reducing expenses, and changing investment allocations. Premiums earned were $11 billion. $11 billion in the first quarter of 2022, which is a 6.5% increase over the prior year. This was due to policy growth and increased average premiums. Policy growth and increased average premiums. Net income was $630 million. Adjusted net income was $726. It was about $2.58 per share. He ends this quote with this: excellent profitability in homeowners insurance, strong investment income, and earnings for protection services, health and benefits mitigated the negative impact of inflation on auto insurance margins. Shareholder value has benefited from a shortening of the bond portfolio duration in late 2021 to reduce enterprise exposure to inflation and higher interest rates. By the way, if anyone wants to learn about the convexity of a bond or what duration means and how it affects yields and bond pricing, let me know. I'm happy to discuss, but otherwise, that's a pretty rosy picture of what happened in the first quarter of 2022. I can't imagine that there's so many losses in their balance sheet or on their bond portfolio where they take your premiums and invest to earn spread. That's going to offset the increase in premiums that we've seen over the past 4 or 5 quarters. Something doesn't make sense again when you start looking at the actual balance sheets, the revenues, the profit and loss, the balance sheets, and the income statements. We keep getting rosy pictures like this on a quarterly basis because they're beholden to their shareholders, but the numbers don't lie. So it's an interesting phenomenon. I don't know how they can argue otherwise. So another big provision in this bill will require condominiums higher than 3 stories statewide to have periodic inspections of their structural integrity. This is a absolutely most impactful, most important part of this bill that needs to be well known, well understood, and needs to have some action taken once this is signed by the governor. This proposal obviously is in direct response to the terrible tragedy at Surfside Condo a year ago. The team at GlobalPro can actually help insureds with this, right? We can help assist if you see spalled or falling concrete, exposed rebarb, water intrusion, things like that. It should be documented. It should be examined. Many of these damages can be claimed and should be investigated and properly noticed to the insurers. We can actually help perform these on-site walkthroughs at no charge to help associations and homeowners evaluate their potential options. It gives us a sense of how your home or how your building is holding up and the status of that structural integrity. Again, free of charge, happy to come by, just give us a call and we'll be able to help you out with that. Now, on to the focus of today's show and what this week and the next couple of weeks is going to be all about. Storm season. Are you ready? Are you prepared? First, let me start with a prediction so we can kind of set the stage and the perspective that we have here at GlobalPro. The prediction came out a couple weeks ago, but the Colorado State University Department of Atmospheric Sciences has a report where they forecast a total of 19 named storms this year. 9 of them will most likely become actual hurricanes, named storms, right? 4 of them, they're saying, could possibly be Cat 3, 4, or 5. So Category 3 or higher. 100 miles, 150 miles, 200 miles an hour. It could happen this year. So with that prediction, being kind of pushed out into the media, and that's kind of the story that everyone's picking up right now. You can check it on weather.com, AccuWeather, all the sites. They're all talking about it right now. It's a major story going into hurricane season in a couple weeks. Let's talk about things we learned from past hurricanes, and then talk about how to prepare for this year's potential hurricanes as a way of getting in front of these predictions. One of the most important things I think that you guys have to understand is that it takes longer than expected to prepare a building or a home. I can't stress this enough. Property managers and associations, homeowners, business owners, even construction sites, right? Have you prepared a disaster plan? Have you practiced your disaster plan? I'll say that again. Have you prepared a disaster plan, and have you practiced your disaster plan? For example, do you know who will stack all those heavy lounge chairs on the pool deck? How many people does it take to actually stack those heavy chairs? How long does it take to stack them? Once you stack them, how will they be secured? Right? Like, it sounds so simple, so elementary, except for the fact that those things are 40, 50 pounds sometimes, maybe more. Who's going to be out there doing that? How long is it going to take, right? And what happens when you stack them or put them somewhere? How will they be secured? You don't want those things flying around and crashing into the building or your home or wherever. Another question we always think about when it comes to disaster planning for specifically for storm season, right? What's the plan for the elevators in your building? Who has the elevator key? How many elevator keys are there in the building, just in case the person with the one key isn't available or is helping another part of the building get situated or cleaned out or dried out or whatever? Who has the elevator key? What is the plan? Are you going to raise them to the 10th floor? Are you going to leave them in the pits? These are little things that you can prepare and have a plan for, and everyone can understand what exactly has to happen. On top of that, I learned something very, very valuable this week. Where's the Knox box? Do you have one? Is it outside? Do first responders know where it is? Do they have a key? These are all important things and very easily completed and noticed to everybody, right? So the first thing is, we really think that it should be top of mind that it's going to take much longer than expected to prepare your building or home to get ready for a storm. Create a plan, practice the plan, right? Once you've done that, an important part of that plan should include, right, who are you going to call first? Emergency contacts. Who are you going to call? Mitigation companies will be swamped. Contractors will be swamped. Insurance brokers and agents will be swamped. I have an idea, though. You can call the team here at GlobalPro. We can provide you with a preferred client services agreement. Under that agreement, your property, your association, your business will be at the top of our list. Our network of mitigation companies, contractors, electricians, roofers, etc. You'll be in our network. If you've signed this agreement with us, it just allows us to prioritize your property, allows us to get there first to make sure things are either secured or on their way to being mitigated, things like that. We'll get the ball rolling for you, and we'll do it before everybody else. You'll be at the head of the line. And everybody in our network that can help you recover from this disaster, not only from the insurance claim, obviously, but from everything else, will also be on call. They'll also be, in an emergency situation, waiting for us to give them a call so that we can help you as a preferred client service agreement. Now, what to expect in 2022? Okay, these are the next 5 or 6 are going to be very, very important, right? So we predicted the forecast for this year. We've talked about how to prepare. Let's talk about what to expect. So the preparation's done. Let's get ready for game time, right? Expect a very busy season. We just talked about that with the forecast, right? Possibly the slowest response to claims we've ever experienced. Just have that in the top of your mind, right? Higher than average deductibles. We are seeing, as I mentioned earlier, unbelievable increases, not only in the cost of the premiums of these products, these policies, but on the flip side, they're reducing coverage and limits of liability on top of it, and then they're increasing the average deductibles for the various perils. These are some things that need to be understood. And you need to realize, the cost of materials, the cost of labor, the cost to reconstruct your home, your property, your building, has gone up significantly. And are you properly and adequately covered? And is your deductible going to get in the way of you, fully recovering from a potential storm? These are things that need to be contemplated. We can certainly help you out with that. Expect a battle of experts when it comes to your claim. I can't tell you how many claims that we've engaged with and represented just in the past 18 months alone, where right away we're getting notice that a building consultant, an engineer, an elevator expert, right away, right in the first week or two of us reporting the claim, we're getting notice that these folks are being called and retained to come in and work for the insurance company. You need to be prepared. You need to have someone from GlobalPro or an adjuster in general that's working on your behalf. That's where we come in. These are things that again, we can help you with. I mentioned before, the ever-increasing cost for labor and materials, coupled with shortages of both, is causing an absolute logjam in getting the proper help for reconstruction, new roofs, kitchen countertops, kitchen cabinets, flooring. It's very, very difficult right now, so be prepared, expect it, okay? Now, with all that being said, how to prepare today? How do we prepare right now? What are some things we can do today? Well, if you haven't requested a certified copy of your policy, I would do so immediately. Property managers, board of directors, associations, homeowners, business owners, contractors, developers, builders, call your agent broker, send an email to your insurer, your actual carrier, ask for a certified copy of the policy. Not only is it your legal right, but you should have it so you don't have to call somebody after damage has occurred to find it when everybody is scrambling around to try to help everybody else in an emergency situation. It's easy to get it today. Send a quick email, give a quick call, send a text message with your broker agent if you're that close to them, but get a certified copy of the policy. Retain your experts before storm season. This is another big one, right? I mentioned before, you can either do that through our preferred client service agreement. We'll handle that for you. If you think that you can individually manage those relationships with a contractor, roofer, plumber, electrician, mitigation company, another public adjuster, whomever, that's totally fine too. We can wrap all that up into our preferred client service agreement and help you manage all that stuff, and again, move you to the front of the line. Third, I mentioned this before, it was a big topic, part of the show today. Write out a plan. Keep it simple. Practice your plan. Include multiple phone numbers for unit owners or neighbors, cell phone and emergency contact. Survey unit owners or even your neighbors. Find out where they might go in the event of an evacuation. It's good to know, where your neighbor's going. It's good to know it's good for them to know where you're going, so everyone is kind of on the same page and can understand what happens. Unfortunately, a lot of times in disaster areas, we have a lot of theft and things like that. And while unfortunate, it can be prevented and sometimes it can be stopped. If you're a property manager or an association, board of directors, again, advise your unit owners while you're getting your certified copy of the policy that they should get theirs. Ask the unit owners. If you're a homeowner or builder, contractor, developer, or business owner, get your certified copy of the policy. Association, board of directors, property managers, again, educate your unit owners, the association members, on the time it takes to recover from hurricane damage. A simple email, a quick board meeting, this should all go into the preparation and the practice of preparing for storm season. Now again, just a reminder, part of our preferred client service agreement includes something you can do on your own at your home, property, business, whatever your insurable interest is, right? Document everything inside and out. Photograph everything, video anything. Don't talk during the videos. Try to document all of your property, whether it's personal property, real property, your personal contents, and have a picture of it, have a video of it. Keep it secure, keep it next to your certified copy of your policy. This will make it much easier when claiming the loss or damage to these things later. Stay prepared. This will expedite the claims process tremendously, right? Another thing to look out for, very important, right? Are there nearby construction projects? Find out what their hurricane plans are, right? What are they doing next door if they're building a building, building a home? What are they going to do should a storm come? What are their preparation guidelines? Last thing you want to do is try to evacuate or move something and you're being blocked because the construction site next door has a ton of trucks, has a ton of cranes, whatever they're needing to construct that site that they have to take down, take away, and secure as well. Again, it takes a long time to secure various properties, various sites. A construction site could take even longer. Don't wait till the last minute. Just a simple question to any rep at the construction site. What is your disaster plan? What happens during storm season? Just want to make sure we're on the same page, right? Now, for more tips and information, I'd lead you to our website, GlobalPro.com. We have tons of blog posts. We have brochures. We have do's and don'ts all over our website. I'd recommend that if you want more information, to go there. We also have our Storm Center, which kind of is the center of all that, on our website. Again, GlobalPro.com. Now today's show was very different. Obviously I'm not the weekly host, Daniel Odess, but again, I want to reiterate, I filled in this week. Dan and Susie are off celebrating 11 years of marriage. One of the things I wanted to leave you with is actually a story from their wedding. We were in Old San Juan celebrating their marriage, and I'll never forget what they did on the rehearsal dinner night. Everyone's enjoying dinner. The food was amazing. The vino was amazing. We were having an amazing time celebrating this couple. All of a sudden, the lights turned on, the sound stopped, the music stopped, and it got real quiet. And I noticed that everyone was looking at me. So, me not wanting to be the center of attention ever, I looked at my wife. I looked around, and I realized that Dan and Susie had stopped their entire rehearsal dinner on their weekend in front of all their guests, their family and friends, to bring out a cake for me for my birthday. They stopped their entire celebration of their marriage in front of everybody to celebrate my birthday. I will never, ever forget that. I'm not going to tell you how old I was because that would date me, but I want to just give you that little bit of a story about two of my closest friends who are off again celebrating 11 years of marriage. We're very proud of you guys. We want to celebrate when you get back. We hope you're having a wonderful time. Congrats again on 11 years of marriage. We look forward to when you get home so we can really have a good celebration all together. Huge thank you to our attendees tuning in this week. As I mentioned before, more tips and information are at our website, GlobalPro.com. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on LinkedIn for our weekly broadcasts. Spread some love and engage and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Please, Instagram, Facebook. Soon, if Miss Renee has her way, we're going to be doing some TikToks. If you go on social media, just search us at GlobalPro. Of course, the last thing I'm going to leave you with, if you experience loss or damage, your home, your association, your business, your construction site, you know what to do. You know what to do. Call us first. Our firm, our team, everyone in our network stands ready to assist you 24/7, 365. Call us at 855-487-7475 or email us at recover@globalpro.com and one of our team members will get right back to you. And that's it. The Recovery Report Live with Matt Sengsourinh, SVP at Global Pro, my first one, our 101st episode. Hopefully I did okay, Dan. I'm sure you're going to let me know when you get back. I hope you guys are enjoying your vacation, your celebration of your 11 years of marriage. All of you that tuned in and everybody else, you know what to do next week. Same GlobalPro time, same GlobalPro channel. We'll see you soon. Thank you.